Hi, this is my tutorial on converting gDiaper little G pants from hook and loop fasteners, Aplix or Velcro, to snaps. So I'm using a few tools here. I have a needle and thread, or of course a sewing machine. If you have a sewing machine, you'd rather use that. A seam ripper to remove the hook and loop fasteners. A cloth tape measure to measure out the snap placement. Of course, my snap pliers from kamsnaps, and or just a plain old pen, and size 20 snaps from kamsnaps. Step 1: removing the existing hook and loop fastener strips. So you're just going to take a seam ripper and cut the threads around here using the seam ripper until the Velcro comes loose. On one side of the G pant, you'll have the snap-in liner snaps remain on the pant, but on the other side, they'll come loose once the Velcro is removed. So then you'll want to just sew them back on, and you can see here when I take that hook and loop fastener off, my little tab comes off. So you want to make sure you keep that in a safe place and you don't lose it. So then I reattached it. This one has just been sewn on by hand, and in an attempt to make sure that the thread matched, I actually used thread that I salvaged from when I actually removed the hook and loop, and then I just sewed it on by hand so that it would match. Here you can see I've reattached both of the liner snaps, which then puts me on the old style. I'm ready to put my snaps on. Now, if I'm doing this conversion on the new style of gDiaper pant, one of two things is going to happen when I remove the Velcro. Either I'm going to have, like on this pant here, where you can see, if you look up close, you can see where the tabs were actually attached under the Velcro. So when I remove the Velcro, they stayed in place, or they'll come off, in which case they need to be stitched back on. Extra step with the new style is these little tabs here. When you remove the Aplix, they come loose, so you need to stitch them back down. And just use a straight stitch on that to put it back down so that it lays flush. Once the tabs are reattached if needed, then you're ready to, of course, put on your snaps. So we have to look at snap placement. On the small gDiaper, I use a 3/4 inch snap spacing. On the mediums, I go to 1 inch. So you can see they're a little bit further apart on the mediums or larges than they are on the smalls. So we want to measure out the snaps, and so that's where we come in with our measuring tape, and just lie them right across the back here. And I found that with a cloth tape measure, if you set it right along the edge here, you get fairly decent centering for the snaps. I just use a regular pen to dot mark the spacing at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches from each side, or a 1/4 inch spacing on the smalls. So now to place the snaps, we start out with the awl tool. Now this will be a little bit different if you're using a snap press versus the pliers, because you're not going to have this step. But with the pliers, it makes it much easier just to use the awl tool here to poke a hole through the fabric. Then we take our snap cap, and we want the caps on the back side of the pants to be on the inside. So the cap is on the inside, and I like to put studs on the back and sockets on the front. a personal preference. So we place the stud over the post, and we're just going to center that with the pliers, and we'll give it a good squeeze, and that will attach the snap. So you can see when the snap is attached, you want to have the center pressed down so that it's fairly uniform, and it's not going to come loose. When it's all said and done, you should have a pant that looks like this. So we would have 8. I have studs, but either way, studs on the back side of the pant, and on the front side we want 2 sockets. That way the pant can go on just like it normally did with the original hook and loop fastener, but we'll snap shut now. Just like that.